We're going down a rabbit hole, and it all begins in 2019 in the run-up to the general election, when this picture came to light of a 4-year-old boy with pneumonia having to sleep on the floor of a hospital in Leeds because of a lack of beds. Pretty embarrassing for Boris Johnson and the Tories, who wanted to show that the NHS was in good hands, especially as earlier in the year Johnson had had this encounter with an angry parent.
Right. The NHS has been destroyed. It's been destroyed, and now you come here for a press opportunity.
Well, actually, there's no press here.
What do you mean there's no press here? Who are these people?
With less than a week left until the actual election day, watch how Johnson deals with this issue when confronted by the image.
What was your reaction when you saw that shocking picture of Jack Willamette, the 4-year-old, on the floor of a hospital?
I have every possible sympathy with families and with patients.
How did you feel when you saw the photo, Prime Minister?
Don't have a good experience in the NHS, and what we want to do, and though I think most people do, the NHS on the whole does a fantastic job, and we back them and we support them. But we
have you seen the photo, Prime Minister? Have you seen the photo?
I've just been told about it by the BBC. But we need to be making investments.
This is the photo.
We need to be making investments now, and that's why we're putting £34 billion.
This is a 4-year-old boy, Prime Minister, suspected of pneumonia, forced to lie on the floor on a pile of coats.
I understand. And obviously we have every possible sympathy for everybody who has a bad experience in the NHS. And that's why we're putting the record investment into the NHS now. But we cannot get on and make those investments. We cannot get on and turn this country around, put in 20,000 more police, upgrading 20 hospitals, 40 new hospitals.
I'm talking about this boy, Prime Minister. How do you feel looking at that photo?
Of course. And let me tell you that I haven't had a chance to look at it.
Why don't look at it now, Prime Minister?
I'll study it
look
later.
at it now. This is Jack Willamette.
If you don't mind, I'll give you an interview now. What we are doing is we are taking this country forward, and we are investing in the NHS. And what would be the worst thing possible would be to have a government that is mired in more deadlock, more disarray, and unable to move forward. So I have every sympathy with families.
You refuse to look at the photo. You've taken my phone, put it in your pocket, Prime Minister. His mother says the NHS is in crisis. What's your response to that?
I'm sorry, look. It's a terrible, terrible photo, and I apologise obviously to the families and all those who have terrible experiences in the NHS. But what we are doing is supporting the NHS, and on the whole, I think patients in the NHS have a much, much better experience than this poor kid has had. That's why we are making huge investments into the NHS, and we can only do it if we get Parliament going, if we unblock the current deadlock and we move forward. And I really think it would be totally wrong for this country to spend another year in paralysis, another year with no forward movement, and deadlock and division with Jeremy Corbyn and the Labour Party, and Jeremy Corbyn and Nicola Sturgeon in coalition. I'm sorry to have taken your phone. There you go. So,
thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Click here for a video on a tone-deaf Tory.